Now we are discussing about Python programming. Python came into market in 1989, much earlier to Java. But now because of the increase in the data in the machine learning or deep learning applications, we are seeing the application of the Python. So Python is the one of the fastest growing language, and it is a interpreted object oriented high level and procedure oriented language. Interpreted means when we are using the Python, we have to download the interpreted. As we already discussed in the MATLAB also, there is a difference between assembler and compiler and interpreter. Assembler means we are giving the information to the computer only in the computer's own language. We are giving the information in ones and zeros, electric pulse, low electric pulse and high electric pulse. So it is computer's own language. So that's what we are doing in the assembler. Compiler, when we are writing a code in the C language, the compiler compiles it. What is the meaning of the compilation? The compiler is converting this English language to the computer understandable binary language. Binary language in the terms of ones and zeros, that is those are understood by our semiconductor memories and semiconductor chips. Ones and zeros, high electric pulse and low electric pulse. The only difference between the interpreter and the compiler is in the interpreter, when we write a 100 lines code in the interpreter, if we execute the 100 lines code and there is an error in the 100th line, up to the 99th line the code will be executed. But in the compiler, when we use it in the C language, if we write the 100 lines code, if there is an error in the 100th line, then the entire code will not be executed. This is the difference between the compiler and the interpreter. So this is a high level language. C is a high level language. Whenever we are writing some language in the English, it is a high level language. It is an object oriented language we will discuss. And also we can apply the procedure oriented language methodologies also to the Python. There are different versions available in the market, because many developers are working in the market, as we already discussed, mainly for the deep learning and machine learning techniques. Whenever we are using like Amazon and Netflix, all these companies, for getting the users interest, YouTube, they are using the learning algorithms by using the Python. What is the difference between procedure oriented language and object oriented language? We already discussed about the C programming. C programming is a procedure oriented programming. The only main difference between the procedure oriented programming and the object oriented programming is the security. When we design an application by using the C, a procedure oriented programming, then those applications means the program can be visible to the other program. Example, whenever we are writing some program in the C language in the compiler, you can see we start with the hash include stdio.h, means that stdio.h, this header file can be accessed by any person. They can not only access, they can modify that header file, such that because of this modification the other person's program might behave differently. So security is not at all possible in the C language. Procedure oriented programming is that means there is no requirement to learn the C programming. No, as far as electronic student, whenever we see our electronic applications, the embedded C, whenever we see the microchip level applications, whether it is a calculator or washing machine, still the embedded systems are running with the C programming only, because there the security is not a criterion. Whenever we see a calculator, we don't think that some person might hack this calculator, some person might change the data in this calculator. So that's why still for the electronic applications we are running with the procedure oriented programming only, still it is in the application. But when we require the security, then we have to go for the object oriented programming. Like when we are designing an application for the banking, then we should not go for the procedure oriented language, procedure oriented programming. So in the how the object oriented programming enhances our security by using a single concept called access modifier. Access modifier, by using the access modifier, we are deciding who can access this program and who cannot access this program. What are the example for the object oriented programming? Example, Python, C++, Java, .NET, Android. Even though I am listing the Python under the object-oriented programming category, as we have already discussed, we can also implement the method of the procedure-oriented techniques also. But for the time being, we are including the Python in the object-oriented programming. So as we already discussed, it is completely secured. If some program 1, this is a program 2. If program 1 tries to establish the connection between, if program 1 tries to establish connection with the program 2, even though the connection is established, we can stop accessing the program 2 by defining the function as private. Even though the program 1 is trying to establish the connection with the program 2, we are making the program 1 to not access the program 2. This is applicable only in the object oriented programming. So in the object oriented programming, there is we define class. What is this class? When you buy a mobile in the market, first you ask what is the model, color, price, and RAM and memory. You ask different requirements. Based on that only you will buy the mobile. And these we call, in the electronics terminology, we call them as specifications. And also every mobile has some functionalities, like calling is one function, messaging is one function. It performs some functions. So these properties and functions combining together, these comes under the category what we are calling as a class. So class is a simple design where everything is defined. Only we are defining. See, this person is this. We are defining that person. Okay, this person is very good. This person is capable of doing this. We are defining that. We are defining his ability. So that is class. So we are giving another example. We can take a car, the car color and model and price, everything is a class. And when we take the car driving, that is a function. That also comes under the category of the class. So class is a design where everything is defined. Now object oriented programming has the property inheritance. What is this inheritance? We generally hear the word inheritance in the DNA, so that our grandfather's DNA is inherited in me. We will tell like these sentences. When it comes to the property, we use the term inheritance. Here in the object oriented programming, class 1 has some properties, like recently maybe Samsung launched one mobile. So this Samsung is taking the much popular mobile which is previously existing. It is considering the same RAM and the same functions, call and message, they are including to the new mobile. But the price they are changing. They are not inheriting the price, but they are inheriting the RAM and the call message functions and a RAM property. So by using these three, a new class is defined. So in the object oriented programming, there is a possibility that whenever a new class is designed, that class can inherit the properties and functions from the class 1. So now we are defining object. What is an object? Object is the term which is really existing. Until now what we discussed about the price, RAM, call and everything, they are regarding mobile only. Here the mobile is object in our example, car is object in our example. So whatever we are defining, those are with respect to some object. We are telling one person he is having very much good capability in the programming, he is having very much good capability in the practical applications. So we are defining the capability of the person, but when we go to that person, he is an object. Object has the physical existence. That is the difference between the object and the class. Class is defining that object, but the object has the physical existence, class has no physical existence. Now next we are discussing about abstraction. Abstraction means we can hide some details from the outside world. Whenever we want, when we don't want to display something, we hide some details. See, again we take the mobile application only. Mobile, inside the mobile we do not know what are there or what they used, processor, Snapdragon processor, what they are using, maybe we do not know. Those comes under the abstraction. And encapsulation. So encapsulation refers to binding some properties regarding the functions. Polymorphism. What is this polymorphism? Until now, example, one person is walking with the legs. Now he has thought, why I have to walk with the legs only? Why cannot I walk with the hands? He changed his way of walking. Instead of using legs, he tried to use his hands for the walking. So polymorphism means it allows us to define more than one way to do something. Whenever we are doing one thing and we are defining that the same thing with the another way, either by using overloading or overriding. So already we discussed Python is a interpreted language. So first we have to install the Python interpreter that can be installed officially from the Python website only. Now you are seeing two terms here, IDE and IDLE. We already discussed in the Arduino what is IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Here in the IDE, we can write the Python code and we can compile it. What is the compiling? We are changing the English language to the binary language, and we can debug it whether those binary, whatever we have converted from English to the binary, whether that is correct or not. We can debug it and run the code. So this IDE, in this IDE, we can save the program, we can modify the program. Different IDEs are available in the market for the Python. We use the PyCharm, Sublime, different types of IDEs are available as for now, because PyCharm is most popular. We use PyCharm for the programming. So what is IDLE? This is like in the MATLAB, we have two windows, editor window and command window. In the command window, whenever we write the program, there is no possibility to save that program. Similarly, in the IDLE also, integrated development and learning environment, it is only for our learning. In the command window, in the MATLAB, we have started learning with the command window only. Similarly, now Python also, we will start learning by using IDLE, some simple codes. After that, we will do in the IDE. So as we already discussed, whenever IDE, the term is coming, you remember two things. One is editor window in the MATLAB and IDE in the Arduino. And IDLE means it is like a command window in the MATLAB.